Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Mr. Stephen Has a Dabble. Yes, well, hello, welcome back to Mr. Stephen Has a Dabble. Now, this is the first of, we're going to do 2 Minecraft videos this week, because they are going to complement one another, and we're not actually going to be in the Minecraft game as such, although we will be for the second one, but not doing sort of Minecrafty things. What we're going to be doing instead is we're going to be building a skin for our character. Now, one of the great things that you can do in Minecraft is to make your character look exactly the way that you want them to. Now, I don't know if you're... we looked at the end of the last video at Minecraft Steve. That's kind of the default character that comes out when you... That makes it sound wrong. No, it's the kind of the main character that you just get. And... no, excuse me. Yeah, I'm still ill. I'm still not very well, so do excuse the odd coughing and spluttering and things. Well, you don't need to stick with that. You can make your own. And what I want to do today is to make a little Minecraft Steve of me. Steve of my very own Steve. That's what I'm doing. And we're going to do this, and anyone can do this, by going onto the internet and typing in Skincraft. Now, the actual Skincraft that we're using today is from a website called newgrounds.com, and it's actually a pretty small interface when you get to use it. There are other versions of this floating around that actually let you do this full screen, so if that's the way that you want to go, then please do take a look at that as well. But for today, we will be using the Skincraft Minecraft generator, and I get to play this. Now I'm just going to put my headphones on because I'm not sure what happens. Yeah, you see there's some nice noises and things. Everyone. That's exactly right. Okay, and what we get to do here is we get to choose a new skin. Now, for those of you who... well, I mean, for everyone who can see this, because it's a video, you'll see there's some different options on here, and you can actually import skins, and you can load data, and you can view uploads and things like that. What it does mean is that when we finished our skin, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to copy our skin onto somewhere safe so that we can keep it, and then if we want to make changes to it later on, we can upload it back into this program. It's a really, really great way of doing it. So this is just going to let us design the skin to begin with, and so we're going to go ahead and click on new skin there, and you get to choose the different types of skin that you want. You have a robot skin, skin 3, 2, 1, and the original Steve skin, and we're going to use that as a basis for the work that we're going to be doing. I say work, it's play really, isn't it? So let's click on go there, and you'll see what we've got now. On the left hand side, you can add layers. Now, if you've ever used something like Photoshop or Illustrator or even Premiere or Final Cut or something like that, you'll know that you can use layers or in stacked things stacked on top of one another in order to enhance the way that your images look, and Skincraft allows you to do that in Minecraft, which is pretty amazing, really, when you think about it. And what we're going to be able to do now is we're going to be able to build layers over this to create a character which is a little bit like me. So we're going to start off by adding a new layer. Now, what I'd like to do is just to change the skin on this to begin with, because if I just cancel out from that, you can see around here, around this area, I mean, now I've got the beard, but I don't normally, and I've got the little goatee thing here, but I don't normally have the stubble here, so I want to get rid of that. And he's got hair on this one. I don't have... well, nearly as much hair as he has, so we need to change that as well. My eyes are brown, his eyes are blue, his t-shirt is a sort of a turquoise colour. I wear a lot of black or grey t-shirts, and I usually, when I go out, I wear a shirt over the top. I tend to wear jeans, so I want to change this so it looks a little bit more like me. the first thing we'll take a look at is the skin then. So we'll add a new layer. And we get to choose either a pre-made or a custom layer. And in this instance only, we are going to choose... Actually, no, we might choose custom layers later on. Okay, so for this time anyway, we're going to choose a custom layer. And you get to choose the type of custom layer that you want it to be, which is really, really good. So we'll choose head, because we're going to use the head. And what we want to do is we want to set a base sort of skin colour. So that's the main kind of skin colour. And what you'll notice is that if I draw on this now, you'll see it just appears on the screen over here. So it's really, really simple to use, and you've got all of this over here, and it's all nice and simple. Right. Anyway, so we want to choose a colour that's a lot like the skin colour. And we can do that by clicking on this button here, and that gives us a little pipette. That's what they're called, pipettes. And you can hover over whichever colour that you want on your model, and click on that, and then click on the bucket tool, and we're just going to fill in all of these things. He really is a blockhead, isn't he? With that particular colour, and that's great. We are then going to save and continue. So what we've done is we've just chosen a basic skin colour. It's nothing very smart, but it's not the end of what we're going to be doing with the skin, and it will look more like a Minecraft thing a bit later on. Now we're going to add a new layer as well, and what we want to do now is the beard. And by adding another custom layer over, custom head layer over that, we can actually see here, because it gives you a kind of an outline of the Steve skin sort of opened up, so you can edit using that. You can see where the kind of beard area is and where the kind of eye area is here, but I'm going to do it in separate layers. So we're going to do beard, we're going to do eyes, and we're going to do hair, and they're all going to be sort of come together to make this work properly. But it does mean that if I have an effect and I apply that over the whole head, I can then go, oh, it's applied over the beard. I can move the beard up a layer and take that out of the effect. It's a really, really great way of dealing with things. You'll notice over here you get options. I'm clicking the wrong thing. You get blend modes, which you might want to use, and you get blurs, which you might want to use as well. But we don't need them just yet. We could change the opacity as well. So if if I show you this, if I make that red, I can actually change the opacity here, and it changes how much of the underlying layer can be shown through. Well, we take an eraser to that, because that's not what we want to do. We want to choose a colour that's a little bit like my beard, and I get kind of dark brown, and there's a dark brown there, but I think that's probably a bit too dark a dark brown, so we'll lighten that up a touch, and then we're going to use the pen tool, or the pencil tool, and just go around this like that, that's me. That'll do. It'll do. I'm not sure about, should I make any lips or something here? Does it need them? Is it better if I do this? Perhaps? That's more Minecrafty. We'll go with that for now. We can always change this later, and that is the real brilliant bit about Minecraft. About this particular thing. The other thing we can do over here, we can label it. So if I label that beard, so something's gone wrong. Yeah, okay. I didn't realise, because I was typing. I flipped over the scenes as well, because that's how I flip scenes in the thing. So right, so that's the beard layer, and I can save and continue. That's the we'll call it head. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. I tell you what, I'm not going to use caps on this. So that's the head base colour. And you'll notice that I'm using a U in colour because I am British. Save and continue there. So we've got here head and beard, and new colour, custom, which is going to be head again. And this is going to be the eyes. The eyes of March, and again I've got brown eyes, so we're going to use default brown for that, 1 dot there, and then we're going to use default white, and 1 dot there. I've given myself too many eye problems. Okay, save and continue that. And so that's our character at the moment. Now, the next thing we have to do is stubbly hair, which isn't the easiest thing to do in the world. But there's a great way of doing it with this editor. So again, new custom layer on the head, and you can see where the hairline is here. And we're going to pick up the brown that we were using before. And what we're going to do is we are just going to... No, I've done that wrong already. We're just going to create what looks like a kind of a pattern here. A sort of checkboard pattern on the side of the head, where the hair should be, but isn't, because I haven't got as much as everybody else. We're also going to do something up here, because I've got a landing strip up here as opposed to hair. We'll take the, I don't know, maybe these. So this is the top of the head I'm working on now. The top of the head, which we won't actually see in the main one, but if I decided at any point I wanted to change the way that my model works or something, then this is the way to do it. Again, no, that's not quite right. Maybe that's better. That'll do. Okay. So again, we're going to make this... this pattern here, if I can do it without messing the thing up. There we go. And we are actively going to stop where we get to this hairline, so that we get the right, roughly the right bits. But we might miss some of the other bits here, so that's fine, look. But that wouldn't be there. Those probably would be, so that's all right, that's okay. Now, the other great thing about this is that you don't have to keep your character in this position. If you click on your character and drag around, you can actually change this over here, so you can see what he looks like from different angles. And what I'm seeing here now, look, is where we've got this side bit here, it doesn't quite work. So I think I'm going to take this off here, and I'm thinking this perhaps off here. Maybe that. There you go. So that looks a little bit more normal, I'm going to say. There's no reason why I was going to say a little bit more normal, but there you go. And of course, the front of the head doesn't have any hair, because the front of my head doesn't have any hair. So, next bit. Basically, we're just going to repeat what we've got over here. Nice and simple. So we've got 3, and then we've got 3, and then we're basically going in 3s. So 3 and a 2, and then a 3, then another 2, and a 2. That sounds good. And here as well, on the back, we're just going to do what we were doing over here. And what I do hope is that you'll want to try this at home, because this is a lot of fun. Making your own character is actually an awful lot of fun. You can see here we have our hair already done, but this isn't the hair that we want. No, what we want is hair that looks like it's a little bit more thinner and not quite so blocky. So what we're going to do is something that we can only do on this tool. I don't think you can do it on some of the others. You might be able to. Forgive me if you can and I'm misrepresenting things. We're going to use blur 1 here. Just move that along to 1. There we go. And you can see what's happened to his head is that it looks like kind of more a sort of a stubbly thing. And the other thing I can change here if I want is the opacity, so that it makes it look like thinner hair. So there we go. We've got thinner hair. Isn't that brilliant? That's all we're going to do for the head for the time being. We will change it at some point, but I'd like to move on to another bit of it at the moment. And I think actually we're going to move on to the shoes. Now, I've no real desire to do anything too out of the ordinary with these, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a pre-made layer for these. And there's a lower body, shoes, and I just get to choose the type of shoes. And I quite like that. Let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, those will do. Those will do. And I'm going to change the colour there to actually to a brown. No, that's a black. Maybe a slightly lighter brown. And those kind of they fit with the hush puppies that I've got. Yeah, I wear hush puppies. No, not the drink, the sort of ice crush drink thing. Hush puppy shoes are really nice. And people should wear them more. That's all I'm saying. So we'll add those. The shoes go at the top, but I'm going to drag those down to the bottom. So we've got a nice order for these things, because let's face it, the head stuff should be at the top and the feet stuff should be at the bottom. We're going on to the trousers now. So we'll add a new layer, pre-made layer again, and lower body. Oop, not skirts. Pants and bottoms. Because you can see my character there with bikini bottoms on. Because this is an American tool, so they've used the word pants. So if you're English in doing this, you have to just be reserved in your hatred of the way that America takes all of our languages and just spoils them completely. And we're going to choose some pants here that look a bit like jeans. And I think those are the ones that I liked before. Because when you turn these blue, maybe lighten them up a bit. Maybe that blue's a bit too much. Yeah, that's nicer. A little turquoisey blue there. They look a little bit like jeans, which I thought were pretty cool. So we'll add that, and there we've got our character with jeans on. Good, all is good. And we can sort of rotate that around the side. You can see, okay, all is well. We are now going to add another new layer. Oh yeah, pants go above shoes. This is how I get dressed in the morning. We are going to add another new layer onto that, and it's going to be a pre-made layer. I want an upper body now, and we're going to have a look at shirts and tops. We really want a a sort of nice-ish t-shirt. That's quite nice, I think. I don't want anything too fancy. Something simple. That'll do. That'll do. But I'm actually going to make this grey if I can. Oh, okay, right. How to make grey is you make something black and then you change the... this slider here changes the brightness of it. So I have these grey t-shirts that I wear sometimes, and that's what I'm going to be putting on here. Now I know technically this is a shirt rather than a t-shirt, but I think it kind of looks good enough, looks right with the character. And we're going to put a jacket or something on over the top, so it's going to look a bit different. Anyway, finally then, new layer, pre-made, and you can see that some of these pre-made layers are actually, they're really good. They do the job. I think the one thing this is missing, actually, is a belt. And I think you can do belts in here. I don't know if it's for upper body or... belts, there we go. We don't want anything like that. But, that's cool. Okay, let's add that. Add that over the top. And that looks a bit wrong to me, actually. Just a little bit wrong there. Because the shirt... which, incidentally, should be above the pants, and the belt, which should be above the pants as well. I think that shirt looks wrong. I'm going to delete the belt because I've done the belt wrong. What I should have done is pre-made upper body belt, that one. Change the colour to black, make it slightly grey, so that it doesn't look just dead black. And add that. That looks better, but that shirt now doesn't work because what's happening now is about 3 pixels up, we're getting shirt where a belt should be. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to shirt and double click on it, and you'll actually see, well, okay, you can't change anything. So there's got to be another way of doing this, right? Well, there is. What we do is, you see now it's being all arsey, and the browser's crashed, and that's not good because I've just started making this character for you. Is it going to do anything? No. This is the perils of using Firefox. I firmly believe that it's a problem with Firefox, even though it probably isn't a problem with Firefox. So what I'm... Oh, ho, 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 here we go. Right, so save and continue there. That was my Minecraft account. I hope there was nothing... anything you can see on there? No, I don't think so. Right, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to alter the shirt by adding a new layer, a custom layer on the body, and basically what we're doing here is we're taking the shirt from where it is and we're putting it to somewhere where we want. So what we'll do here is we will choose a colour from the pants, and we're going to use... Oh, no, we need to use that to kind of determine that that's the line that we need to go to. And then we can do this all the way across there. And then we can use the bucket tool and just fill up the bits here, which is much quicker than trying to do everything with the pencil. Now, the only problem there, of course, is that you can see on here that there are other colours that are making up this kind of pattern with the thing. So we're going to take some of those other colours, and what we're going to have to do is to kind of add those on in such a way that it doesn't look out of place. And excuse me, what we're really going to have to do is the same thing for the front and for the back. So what I'm going to try and do here is make a couple of kind of little pocket shapes, perhaps. That'll do. Nothing too special. And maybe actually I'll pick up a slightly darker colour and fill this corner in with a darker colour. Yeah, that looks fine. So we'll take that and replicate that on the back. And you can see how easy this is to actually do. I mean, it doesn't take long at all to kind of pick up the basics of this kind of style of art. It's just really kind of, I suppose, playing around. So now you can see the front and back we've got done the same, which is great. And we want something similar on the side, so actually we'll do something like that, and pick up something like that, and then do something like this. So you can't really see it on the sides, so it's not as much of a problem. Okay, so now we've got that. Save and continue, and we're going to use this. It goes under over the shirt, and then we're going to put the belt on top of that. And so now we have a belt. Look, and you can sort of position your belt a little bit more if you wanted to. It's really, you've got a few good options here. You could actually sort of pull this down so that you don't have as much shirt that you've got to deal with. But I'm fine with it where it is, because I'm quite old now. Okay, so we've got a belt. That belt is working. The trousers are working. The shirt's working for me. What we haven't got at the moment is the texture for the head. And this is something which we're going to do something completely different here. We're going to drag all of the head elements below all of... Oh, not the eyes and the hair. I'm going to drag the rest of the head elements. Maybe not the beard either, actually. So the base head element we're going to drag below all of these bits. And you'll see why in just a sec. Because we're going to add a new pre-made layer for the full character texture. And actually there's a muscle texture here. And there's outline textures and things and fur and stuff. So, you know, you can do some pretty fun stuff with this. But there's a muscle texture here which has the right textures on for the head. And we are going to make this that colour. There's a reason we're going to do that. You just put this slider all the way up to the top. It's white, and we're just going to see this through there. So we'll add that. We'll drag that below there so we can only see it on the head level. And then we're going to change the blend mode on here to overlay perhaps, or multiply. Multiply is closer to what I wanted, I think. And you see what that does is it just adds the kind of the typical Minecraft textures to the face. And the only problem with that is that it doesn't really add them up on the forehead, because you know, my forehead's no hair on it. I keep mentioning this, but yeah. So what we're going to want to do is to go into the head base color and pick up some of the colors that we've got here in order to make some changes. So you can see we've got a base color here. We don't need to do a lot here. Perhaps we'll just do... See, even that might be a bit too much. Put actual real wall paint on. Worry lines, you know. There. Yeah, I'm not convinced about that. That's not working for me. But it kind of feels like it needs... I don't know, something, if you see what I mean. Maybe if I take that and I just make it slightly darker, and I do something like that, perhaps. Okay, maybe even that's a bit too dark. There we go. Something like that is fine. Okay, save and continue. Right, okay, so we have our textured head, which looks alright. We're going to put a hat on this as well. So I've decided I think my beard is a bit too bland. I'm not as enamoured with that colour as I was, so I'll take that down to a slightly darker brown, I think, and we'll do that. And the reason for this, of course, the other thing you can do here is you can make that follow. No, not on that side, on this side. Underneath here, so it goes underneath the chin as well. That's quite a nice touch. You don't need to do it, but you know, it's quite a nice touch. Right, so there's two things left that we're going to do. We're going to add a hat. Those of you who know me know that I wear a hat sometimes. It was bought for me by Joe, the magical one. It's an Australian bush hat. And funnily enough, I've not got any Australian bush whilst wearing it. But, you know, it's... You can't really do that with these characters. You can't really do a kind of a hat kind of thing. But we're going to do our best, because there is kind of an option to add hats on this. So, oh, excuse me. Again, we're going to add a new layer on here. We are going to add a pre-made layer. Because the other thing I wanted to do is kind of have a shirt on. But we're going to add it as a coat, because I think having it as a coat, having it as that coat in particular, is a nice way of doing it. I have a red shirt which is kind of that colour, but I want to make it a little bit darker so it's not quite so. It's a bit more subdued, and we'll add that there. There we go. There's my nice shirt. I like that a lot. That's nice. Okay, and then we're going to add the hat onto there. So we'll add a new layer, pre-made, and head, and hats and masks. And the reason that we're going to do this is because I kind of want to just see what other people have done with it. You can see there's a beret there, which I'm not convinced with. That's a better one. But it kind of looks odd. Alright, so we're going to go back on that, because we don't want to do that. We want to add a custom section, and we want to add jacket head, and we want to add hat. And the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to sort of select where the brim's going. And the brim's going there, and it's a brown hat, so we're going to have a brown hat with a brim all the way across there. And that's all that we're doing on that bit, because the next bit is a new custom head item, and because you don't want all of the hat to fit outside the... Okay, let me start again. You don't want... you want the hat to feel like it's sitting on the head. And it won't feel like it's sitting on the head if you're using that hat option. So instead of doing that, let's use the eraser there. Let's choose our... let's choose our brown colour again. I think we're going to do this from here. No, from the next one up. So grab an eraser there. And the great shame of this is that we lose all of the work that we did on the hair earlier. But it does mean that if I have a character and I want to take that hair off at any point, I can do that. And it won't be a problem. And there we go. Look, there's a hat. It's simple and it's not quite as wide-brimmed as I'd like, but I think that's all you can do with this tool, and I think that that's good enough. You know, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be what it is, and this is what it is. So yeah, I was tempted at one point to add a new custom head layer and just do another line. For the hat, no, not up there, up here for the hat. But what happens is, let me show you what happens. The hat layers always appear above the layers that are underneath it. So if I, again, if I switch to the right color, that'll help. Save and continue. You see, it doesn't actually make the brim any bigger. So all you're doing is you're putting one flat layer on top of another flat layer. So for the time being, I think that's all we can do. And actually, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think he looks okay. There is one thing I'd like to do, I think, on the custom head, because these sort of hats, these kind of the trilby type of hats, or the Australian bush hats, or the cowboy hats, they've all got kind of a shape on the top. And what I'd like to do is actually just to choose a we'll go there. We'll choose a slightly darker thing, and we'll just see if we can, I don't know, make the kind of shape that these have here. There we go. And maybe we'll fill that in with the paint bucket thing, perhaps, so that when it's on top it looks like I've stained my hat. Well, it'll do, I think. I could put this on a... In fact, I'll try, again, save and continue. Go to the custom hat thing and do it up here as well. But it's going to look a bit odd. Let's see if I get this right. Is that right? That's right. I mean, it looks all right. Actually, it looks okay. It looks okay. I think I'm going to keep that. So let's choose the right colour for it. And then, yeah. There. There, there, and there, and that's what it looks like. Currently it's sort of floating above him, but it'll do. It'll do. So that's my character. That's my Mr. Stephen character. What we do now is we go to the export and save, and you've got 3 different options. You can share it, and that'll share it on the server with the other users. You can put a text file, which Skincraft can load back in. So we're going to do that. And the reason I wanted to show you this, although I don't know if you can... No, you can't see it. When you do that, it's really important to make sure that it's got .txt written after it. Otherwise, you might not actually get what you're expecting to with this. Now, I am going to go into the vlog area where I store all of my Mr. Steven stuff. Let's play Minecraft Originals. Let's play Minecraft. Assets, there we go. Make a new folder called Minecraft Skins, and we'll call that Mr. Steven because that's what it is. And save that there. And it will show a message whilst it's building your skin. I mean, technically it doesn't.
If you could grow villages into cities.
Well, I think it's important to know. I'm quite happy
transform cities into kingdoms.
You know,
or
we've used their tool. We
your
can
own.
skip this now because we've done that. Okay, but we'll continue there. Skin file was saved. We're going to export again, and we're going to export as a PNG. Now, what the PNG is going to do is allow you to upload your skin to the Minecraft servers, which is what we want to do. And you can see right here, you can upload your skin to Minecraft.net. And if you click on this, I think you're taken to Minecraft.net. Well, I'm already on Minecraft.net over here. And one thing let's see if I can do this whilst I'm recording. Yes, that's what I'm doing. No, I can't. There's some funny things happening on your screen right now. I'd ignore it if I were you. Nothing's happening. There is nothing to see here. Not a thing at all. Okay, so yeah, let's ignore that. What you kind of can't see there, and I tell you what I'll do. I will get rid of that right now, and I'm going to add in a new screen capture thing and open up the profile bit right here, so you can see it. I'm going to expand it up here. This is as big as I can get it. Right, so what you'll be able to see here, this is the profile section when you go into your Minecraft account. If you, your login, it's the last link from the right hand side. It says profile just before the help menu, and you get this up. To change your skin, you choose which skin it fits on, and we've built this on the Steve skin. So that's what we've done. You browse for your skin. A little pop-up window will come up, and you get to choose where your where your skin is. Minecraft skins, Mr. Steven, and then you upload, and it says your skin has been changed. This bit up here. Your skin has been changed. It'll take a couple of seconds to update, and that's it. Basically, I mean that's all you have to do. Next week, what I'll do is I'll show you what's happened to my skin in Minecraft in the actual game. The next video, this will be a really short video next time, where I just want to do a quick fly round of Stonehenge, so that you've got it on video, and I'll show you what the skin looks like, and we're going to actually look at the first mod that I've used for Minecraft as well. I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you get something out of it. Do try this at home if you haven't tried it before. It's a lot of fun, and it means that you've created your own little character as well, which makes the game infinitely more exciting. It means when you go onto different servers, you'll have your own little character, and that's pretty cool. So anyway, thanks very much for joining in. I hope you had a great time. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please also ignore all the mistakes because, well, you know, they're only there to make you fun, laugh, fun. Yeah, have fun. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for coming along. Good night.